Yeah. Back again. You already know who it is. It's your boy Teddy R. Belly. We back in the building. Man, tonight is going to be a very intricate night. I can't even step the same tonight. So I'm in the presence of holiness.
Oh my God.
I'm in the presence of a godly woman and a godly man. The Lord truly be moving. When these two are around, when they say, well, two or three are gathered.
Oh, glory.
There he is in the midst. I have my beautiful sister, Miss Genevieve Harris, in the building. And I got my big brother, who needs no introduction at all, Mr. Adrian the Cadillac. Damn. What's happening, y'all? Welcome to...
Oh my gosh. Thank you for having us tonight.
About time.
It's not about time.
Yo, sir.
We just got shaken up a little bit.
What episode this is? What episode this is?
Episode 9, sir.
What episode
9 is a good number.
Took me 9 to get on it, eh?
9 is
Hey, this man has more jobs than I do.
Took me 9.
He be way more busier than I do.
9 to get on it. Okay.
I don't know why. This man's with me every day. I'm always telling him about the podcast.
9
He
is
be
a
like,
good
nah,
number.
I ain't coming on here, man. I ain't finna come on here, Javen. I'm not coming here. I'm not doing this with you.
You already know, Javen. You gotta come correct.
Yo, it's a blessing to have y'all in the building, man.
Thank
I know
you.
it was a little hiccup last time we were supposed to be in here together. I think that was like 2 episodes ago, but we're here now.
We're here. That's all that matters.
So what's going on, guys? How has your week been?
Busy. We had a hurricane.
Yes.
Well, not really.
Yes, we did. First
I
and
didn't see any
foremost,
rain.
let's send love out to the families of those who have been affected by this storm. Prayers go out to those families.
Yeah.
We praying for y'all.
Hey, Chan, why should you get water?
Because I asked.
Thank you. God bless you.
I asked for water.
This
Actually.
man is such.
Have not
a
because you
diva.
asked
God,
not.
you know.
So, come on now.
And I asked
Come on now.
first.
Come on now.
We're guests. We're guests together.
You really been act like this tonight?
We're guests together.
I suppose it's the petty for me, and we're just starting.
We
So
are guests
you
together.
asked about our week.
Yes. Sis, how was your week?
Week
man?
was good. Resting. We had DTK on Saturday.
You're definitely going to get.
Dancing
Oh my
towards knowledge.
gosh.
Dancing towards knowledge.
So
Yes,
I was really just taking it all in.
as you should.
And so it's been that type of week. But the hurricane meant that everybody was home, so that meant more calls for me, and so it was still busy.
I feel you. What about you, big bro?
Man, it's funny. The week was cool. Water, please. Thank you very much. This man just said, "Godly man, you want to bring me a Rona?" But yeah, man, we had the concert that I was graced to be a part of. Jen has been doing DTK for 19 years, so it's well established.
Good Lord.
It's well established.
That's well over half my lifespan.
Yeah, so
Don't make me feel old, my God. I started when I was 15. Okay, Declare started when I was 15.
but
It's
it was
We'll get
it's
into
cool,
that.
man. Still taking all that in. Like she just was able to write her breakdown post.
Yes, I seen
Mhm.
all
A
4
recap.
of them.
Yes.
A recap.
Yes.
All 4.
It was like we went through some major things for me. So I'm still like kind of settling and wrapping my head around it.
Right.
The reality of it. But all in all, it was a great weekend. Great weekend.
Well, man, let's get into y'all.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know if I know my audience may not know y'all.
Mhm.
And shout out to everybody in the chat. Much love to y'all. Thank y'all for showing up and showing love.
Yeah.
But
Hey, family. I see y'all.
Yo,
let's get into it, Miss
Yeah.
Genevieve.
Yes.
You are a woman of so many talents.
Some people call it busybody. Mhm.
But not you're a woman of very many talents.
you.
And then you wear many hats.
Mhm.
Let's get into some of the things you do.
Okay, where do we start? Okay, so I'm an assistant pastor. Let's get that out of the way
Okay.
first
Come on.
because you done did all the church stuff, so might as well do
Hallelujah.
that.
Yes.
Bless
yes.
God.
hallelujah.
And so I lead Declare and Decree,
Yes.
which
yes.
is a community arts ministry that got started when I was 15 years old, and my sister was 13, and so we started doing that together. I just kind of dragged her along with me,
That's what's up.
and the ministry has grown and grown and grown. So we've been doing that for 19 years. Next year's 20 years.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
I
I'm
might come out of
excited
retirement.
about it. What?
Man, gone.
Don't do that to me, because I will welcome you on the stage. Okay, that's all I have to
Why?
say. I will bring you
Why?
on for 20 years.
Why?
Don't do that.
Why?
Okay,
Why?
just saying.
If
He
you
can put
if,
on. He can
if
put
you
on
come
some.
back, if you come
Oh
back,
my God, you already know what he gonna.
Make sure you bring your wings.
You already knew he was
I
gonna
am.
go there.
You really
knew
gonna
he
do
was-
this? Yo,
You
was
knew he was
so
getting ready to go
foul,
there.
bro. Why we always
As
got to bring that
soon-
up?
As soon
You've
as he
seen me
started,
minister
I was
on
like, oh
many
God.
other levels, and you always want to bring up the one
Make sure
thing.
you bring
For
your
those that
wings.
don't know, Teddy was dancing
Cornelius
with
used to mime with wings.
wings,
It was
angel
one-
wings.
It was one song.
And
It
so
was one
Adrian
song.
won't grow up and let
it
him
was
let it
one
go.
song. I ministered.
It's okay,
in
but
the
you were an
rings.
angel, and you can bring the angel or not for 20 years. That's what I'm saying. So, but I am an author.
Like,
I wrote.
Yeah. Oh, man, first of all, let's get into this book, because I didn't even know
Activate.
nothing about the book
Yeah,
until I was just like going down your whole profile. And
yeah,
I was like, I really had to do my homework. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, my sister wrote a whole book
and
and ain't tell me.
activate.
Same way how she ain't tell me she knew how to sing. But we ain't gonna be that petty. But the Lord is still working on me, because I still got one foot out in these streets.
Oh my
But-
gosh!
Yeah.
I mean, the thing about it is that so I sing. One of the things.
Something we have in common. Something we both have in common besides
Yeah.
that Negro over there.
They know you sing.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
they know.
sing?
Yes, people, I do sing.
and poetry.
I do that.
Yeah, spoken word. So you got it. Snap your fingers.
You're childish.
But yeah, I mean, essentially, I do a lot of things in business. I help people start their businesses, trademarks, nonprofits, 501c3s. I used to write grants. I don't write grants anymore. I can teach people how to, but I don't. The devil is like, it takes too much time. Takes too much time. I'm a wife. I see him on there. Hi, honey.
What's going on, bro? Shout out his business, please, for me,
Yeah, Brown King Care.
because his
Yeah, the soaps.
Yeah,
It-
Feel
he
like
had
the
them.
Lord just
it's the truth.
blew
Hey.
in your shower.
Who put you onto the soaps? I need all my credit, sir. I need all my credit.
her husband put me onto the soaps when I met him at one of our
Oh,
programs
wow.
at
So
the
you're
church.
lying. So you're lying. So you're
Wow.
lying.
Hey,
Nah,
listen.
My brother came through one day. He was like, "Hey man, I want you to try this," and he threw
Yeah.
it at me, like he usually does anything else. He
Wow.
throws it at me.
He threw it.
Yeah, he threw it at me. He said, "Hey, I want you to try this."
Yeah, but it was good though.
That was
And it-
great,
and
because I
it's
went
good.
back and bought 4 more bars
Oh,
right after
come
that.
on,
Dang.
come on. That's
Not
good
even
stuff.
playing. That's family right there.
The family
Yeah.
thanks you.
Yeah,
the
we-
household thanks
Yeah.
you. We
I
appreciate
support.
Hallelujah.
I'll be re-ing up soon, because it's about that time.
it. Listen, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much it. Business ministry. Most times people just call it like ministry or marketplace,
Mhm.
and that's pretty much it. I speak. I do a lot of things, so I do what's necessary to help
then
people
you're a
win.
big- and then you're a big sister to me.
I am.
Yes.
I'm a big sister to you, and my sister's here too. My biological sister. That's the Doula Ray of
What's going on,
Sunshine. Hi, Netta, and then Raymond. That's my other little brother, but he's 6'7", 6'8". So I'm the jit
Yeah.
of the siblings.
That's
I'm the
no
shortest.
It's no problem.
The oldest and the shortest.
I'm the oldest and the shortest.
Crazy.
And you the youngest and the shortest over there. So
I was the tallest.
whatever. You ain't tall compared to me.
He means in your siblinghood.
You mean like sideways? Or?
Ooh, Adrian.
Oh.
Adrian. Now there's church folk on here tonight, so I can't say the type of things I would
don't-
usually
I
say.
am
Don't
just
start
praying for
with
the
me,
both of
man.
you.
No, I'm
Actually,
talking. No, it's church
Praying
folk
for
Don't
both
inside.
of
start with
you.
me,
It's
dog.
church folk inside the comments.
Don't
I'm not
start
trying to
with
be
me,
that
man.
person.
that's so funny.
Don't start.
This is a saved
You started with
episode.
me.
This is, I haven't said the N word. I
You
said
started with
Negro.
me.
This is how you know I'm trying to be
Oh my
saved
gosh,
tonight.
you're doing better. You're
Wow.
doing better. Look, they said, "Oh, shade."
Wow.
That's so funny.
So big bro,
Talk to me.
let's get into you, Mr. Let's go viral proposal post.
Mhm.
Let's go there. So he my brother is a celebrity.
Yes, he is. Thank you. Can you say it
Um,
again one more time? Mic check
Celebrity.
one more time. Celebrity.
Yes, my brother is a
Yep.
celebrity. He's known.
Mm-hmm.
There's no place that we have ever gone together that he ain't known.
That somebody didn't know him. Ain't that something?
This is very much so true.
Mm-hmm.
This is Mr. If
Yeah.
the song comes on and he knows it, he gonna dance.
Sound right to me?
whether it's ministry or we in the streets, my brother gonna two-step. He gonna two-step for Jesus. What else? Amazing husband. Let's say that.
Shout
Shout
out
out
to
to
the wife.
Brittany.
Shout out my
Shout out
sister.
to the
That's
wife.
my sister. Hey, girl.
Amazing husband. Amazing son.
God bless you.
Amazing son to our mother. You just blessed.
God bless you.
Amazing uncle, godfather,
I be trying.
man of God,
I be trying.
servant of God.
I be trying.
Mm-hmm.
I was serving because we both be serving, but
Yeah.
you serve a little harder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
'Cause you go to the places I'm not going.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
To the rise.
Yeah, you go to the rises. I'm not going that high. Yeah, I tell the Lord we stop at the ceiling.
You didn't say handyman.
No, that's why I say he was a servant, house servant,
Mm.
handyman.
It's a lot, man.
Like, he wears a lot of hats.
Lot of hats.
You know,
Mhm.
I affectionately call him Tip. I don't call him Big Bro. His name is Tip because he dances on his tiptoes. That's how I've always met the
It's
nigga.
not funny.
That's how he got his nickname. But
It is because I just saw it in my head.
you see it. Thank you every time. Man, you're one of those people to me that I really care about. You get on my nerves, but you are a true inspiration for all the things that you do, man.
Mhm.
And I just wanted to, because you didn't get the chance to be here on the Brothers episode because you were busy. You were. I don't even think you were in
He was
town.
signing autographs.
Probably so.
Right.
Mhm.
Genevieve, stop.
But
doesn't
you
like
weren't here to get that message that day. But
Mhm.
like I told Carlos and the rest of those guys,
Mm.
I said, shout out to y'all boys because through a lot of my dark times, you have been there. Probably the
Mhm.
first person I called because you swear you're my only friend. He
Tell the people the truth. Sir.
swears he's my only friend.
Oh,
Tell the people the truth.
oh my God.
The people want to know. Yeah, man. You know, bro, I just try to be the best I can, the best version of me that I can, and whatever I'm doing, whether it's ministry, being a husband, being a man. Period. I'm just trying to be the best that I can with the time that I have here on this earth. So,
Most of that.
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
We've been through some things together, man.
yeah, man.
Like,
Yeah, man.
I've known this man since I was, I first met you. I was probably like 11 to 12.
Oh, wow.
But I met him through ministry.
Yeah.
So that's how I first met
Oh,
AJ.
That's
Yeah.
why he knows about the
Wings.
wing.
Yeah.
That's how he knows about
Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause we
All
go-
white,
Okay,
all white
okay.
and wings.
Got it.
This was
Yeah.
before garments were in
Got
play.
it. Wow.
Yeah, everybody wasn't
Mm.
wearing.
I want to see the wings.
I will show you the picture.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I
wanna
will go grab the picture. But after I show you this picture, I am deleting it.
Oh my gosh. I'll screenshot it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is so childish.
Got it.
But yeah, so we first met through ministry. A very anointed man.
Yeah.
And at a young age at that. And just to see, where you've taken your ministry to. Like I tell him every time, I'm his scout. So when he come off the stage, he always like once he comes down from being in the holiness,
Yeah.
once he comes down, holy,
Mhm.
yeah, he got to bring it on down. Once he comes down and we talk, I tell him, I say, man, he becomes a different person when he's up there.
Mhm.
You're not the same. And just literally,
I
Pick-
can't be.
piggybacking onto DTK,
Yeah.
just seeing y'all in that element
Yeah.
was something special. Like I had no words for it because
Thank you.
I can't say I'm fully immersed in the spirit because I'm not. I'm not. But I love the Lord. I
Yeah.
do.
Mhm,
Like I tell people quick,
Yeah.
I believe in God. There's heaven, there's hell. I believe Jesus died on the cross.
I ain't going to hell.
I'm
Absolutely
not going
not.
there.
Ain't no water there. is what the song
Absolutely
says.
not.
And I need
Absolutely not.
that. Need that water.
Not happening.
But just seeing y'all in that element
Mm-hmm.
was something special. Just so many different ministries just mixed together
Yeah.
and just coming in there for one purpose,
Mm-hmm.
to praise God.
Yeah, absolutely. And it
And-
saves souls. Like
That
that's
too.
always the thing. Like we do everything that we do for the end when
Yeah.
we offer Christ.
Mhm.
See,
Yeah.
I mean, that's what. First of all, because you giving me a lot of pressure. I was not planning on singing. I didn't want to sing. I was tired.
Mind you,
We just finished
Mind you.
doing all these dances.
Mind you.
I don't want to sing.
Mind you.
Let's talk about it.
Mind you. I've been a part of the last maybe 4
GTKs.
BTKs. Jen has sung at the
I don't
end
want
of
to.
every one of them.
But I don't want
Yeah,
to.
but you feel that unction in your
right.
spirit.
That's what
to
it
get
is.
on
I
up.
feel like Holy Spirit just like, and I just felt okay. And so for those of you who don't know, Dancing Towards Knowledge is our concert that we do for the community. It's a free concert where we talk about all the things that church doesn't want to talk about. So this year, because we could not be in the theater for 2 years, we talked about COVID, right? Because that just made sense to talk about COVID.
Mhm.
And so I was tired. I hadn't done it in 2 years. So I felt a little like, okay, I'm over this at this moment. And I'm on the stage and I don't want to sing. And we're getting ready to offer Christ to the people. And sure enough, I hear my husband singing, my best friend singing. I said, they singing. That mean I ain't got to sing. Man, I felt the Spirit of the Lord. But I said, oh, man, I don't want to do this. And before I knew it, I was singing. And then I start, I can't get into singing now because if I feel it, then I had to, by the time I start asking the people, can I do what I feel like doing? By the time I got there, I was like, child,
It's on and
we about
popping
to,
now.
we about
We
to
about
go
to go
there now.
The funny thing, I was getting ready to leave, and I was finna go back to where I was before the
Yeah.
concert.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm getting ready to leave. Y'all just did the closing number. You just finished thanking to everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm standing at the stairs. I'm like, okay, I'm finna go. I'm finna get on up out of her. I'm finna head back on down south. Next thing I see, my sister done grabbed this mic. She said, can I do what I feel? People say, yeah.
Right. People's like, yeah. And I'm like, dang, somebody could say no. I'm tired.
I was like, what she finna do? I like, is they finna go back to ministry? Because I stay for that.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, you bust out singing. My mouth dropped. I said,
anytime you get in this posture right here, you done. You done. As soon as that bow come, and she was there. That arm was out, and that other hand was holding that mic. She was in. It was
I
a
was
wrap.
like,
Yeah.
I said,
It was a wrap.
oh, shut your mouth. I said, this woman done been in my face how many times? And we've talked about me singing, about her trying to get me back into singing.
Yeah.
Not damn times has she opened up her mouth and was like, brother, I sing.
No, I have to tell you, when people meet me in a certain way, like if you meet me in business, you're never gonna know about dancing. If you meet me dancing, you're not gonna know about singing. Because I do so much, and so
I met you in the
for
middle.
me, it's really hard. Sometimes I feel like people think I'm bragging if I start saying all the things that I do. So it's like wherever you meet me is what you meet me doing, and then if you find out something else, then I won't deny it.
Yeah.
Oh, you couldn't deny that. You did it in front of God. We was gonna tell that you can't sing too. I'd have been like, you a bold-faced lie. We just got this on tape. What you mean? I had my phone up. I was like, oh, I wish she would tell me. Oh, I don't know how to sing.
Oh, look, this is Brian fault.
Brian, it's your fault, sir. I blame this on you because I ain't know. She been trying to, since me and Jen has met, Jen has been trying to get me to sing.
Yes.
And I have not sang yet, Jen. And then to go to this concert, I knew Jen knew how to minister. I knew this. I knew you was a preacher. I knew that.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting to let. She was like, let me sprinkle this Salt Bae on this. Let me get this Salt Bae. Let me sprinkle that on you.
Yeah.
I said, oh, no, she didn't.
Oh my gosh. And I really do hate, my sister Tika was like, I hate singing. Tika used to make me sing all the time. And she used to call her friends and put me on speakerphone and stuff like that. I hate singing. I absolutely hate it. If you ask me to sing, I'm not going to do it. I can't, I don't do it. But in those moments where I cannot help it and I know, I'm like, I don't have a choice. So we're about to do it. It's about to be there. And we're going to go where we go.
And you took it though.
Yeah.
And I was floored. I was dead stuck. I could not leave.
Aww.
I'm just sitting there like, why can't I just leave? I'm like, why did
Stuck. Holy Spirit arrested you. That's what happened.
I said, man, I came up to the stage afterwards. I said, hey, good job, brother. He was like, yeah, you'll be all right. Like, let me go. I was wrapped up in the spirit, sir.
Oh my God.
I was out here sitting before I came here, and then I got here. I done.
Listen,
Lord,
quick enough.
Lord
Got straight.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it's so good. It's just so good to be able to be that free. Because that's really what it means. Like when you get to be yourself, and
That's
the fear isn't there anymore. Yeah. Then you just do. So you'll be on the stage next year.
Yeah.
You heard it first on Teddy Talks. He's going to be on the stage. DTK 2023. All right, got you.
At age 32.
Nah,
We take it.
I believe it when I see it.
It's happening.
That's
Come on. Right here on the show.
you know.
You guys see it
gotta
first.
Do it
You
right.
see it
gotta Do it
first.
right. Boom.
Exactly. You see it
I
first.
just I fist pounded.
You're
my
going to be on the
sister for that.
stage. Got you.
Yeah, my sister's gonna bring me out.
Hold him to it, Netta. Okay.
Ooh, Lord, don't do that. don't hold me to it. I mean, I had to be in rehearsals.
Oh.
mhm.
Oh, Donovan said sang then.
I sing. I sing in the corner with Brian.
Oh, okay.
You got me on the stage.
Okay.
That's part of it.
Okay, we take it.
That's
we
ministry.
Take it. It is. It is.
That's
It
ministry
is.
right
Just
there.
come on out
I
from,
could see
from the
that.
curtains.
I could see that.
I'll sing on
you'll see
stage.
that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll definitely do
Okay.
that.
That I could
okay.
see.
Yeah,
Okay.
I sing.
We may even get a poem.
That I
Okay,
could
got it.
see.
Okay.
I'll do
All
that
right.
too.
Okay. All right.
You get to it.
It's, I mean, DTK is wrapped
Save
up in a
poem.
bunch of arts, so
Save-
we
save
good.
I can do a save poem. I have saved poetry in my phone.
Okay, so we'll see it.
Chill
We'll
out,
see
man.
it.
Just because you only seen me perform once and it was a raunchy night, chill out.
It was raunchy.
Yeah.
Mm. Everybody need a little raunch.
Never mind.
What you was gonna say?
Nothing.
Say it.
Everybody
Say it
needs
with
a
your
little
chest.
raunch sometimes.
Nothing.
Say it with your chest.
Nothing. Shout out to shout out.
Where are we going with this? Where are we going with this,
I know
sir?
I'm drinking water.
Where are we going?
Mm.
You can only say one name.
No,
you
but-
can say it.
Mm, mm, mm.
You can say one name and that's it. Be,
I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna chill.
shout out your dog. Go ahead, say what's up to him.
I'm gonna chill.
I know who you want to say what's up to.
Who?
You, Faith.
I'm gonna chill, man. Chill
Hey,
out.
best friend.
Chill out. I'm gonna
That's
chill.
my best friend. That's my best friend.
Yeah.
Mm.
God bless you.
You
Oh, she said, "Let's hear the raunchy." Not at DTK. We can hear it.
no,
there, though.
no.
We'll have it
no.
here though.
No.
But
No.
Calm down, Latiqua.
I have not.
everybody need a little raunch.
Calm
Oh, yes, of
down,
course. It's-
Latiqua.
I hate when the Christians act like they ain't never. You know that.
Sis, get into it.
This not that conversation, but I have to say it
Say it, sister.
because I have an issue with
Uh-huh,
saints acting
uh-huh.
like
Mm.
they could do everything before they
Come on, Pastor.
Mhm.
before it's time to do it. You understand? See, I was a virgin when I got married. Let me tell you something. My poor husband, I was waiting. You understand? I was like, oh, you shall feel everything that was held up. You understand? So I have a problem with Christians who have jacked up sex lives. Like, I don't understand that. I think that God is up there upset. Like, I made it for y'all and y'all gonna let everybody else. Can you imagine? Somebody buy me a car and I let my cousin drive it better than me? That's crazy.
The way she just put that made so much damn
That
sense.
don't make no
Preacher,
sense
man.
to me.
Made
I'm
so
like, oh
much
no, that's
sense.
crazy. I'll be
Yeah.
right out there like we battling.
That's
You
right.
understand? Like
Oh,
we
yeah,
need to
we-
be battling with the world. Like, room.
Skirt, skirt,
What-
skirt, skirt.
Mm-hmm.
See,
Yeah.
these are the type of conversations I be wanting to have because I have a super safe family. I
Oh
come,
yeah, you could be
like
safe.
at the mom. Well, outside of my mama, everybody else super safe.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I'm not that person.
Mm-hmm.
Like I told my cousins, I was like, they was like, okay, you in your 30s now. What is it that you want to do? Now, since me and you've been around each other, has anything I told you I want to do changed?
No.
I'm still doing the same thing I said I wanted to do.
Okay.
When I'm ready to retire, I want to retire with a luxury line of dispensaries, weed
Okay.
dispensaries. That's
Okay.
what I want to do because I like the medical side of it
Okay.
for what it does for people.
Well, I'm a businesswoman, so I hear things differently. I just hear I want to create streams of wealth that are going to be generational.
And see people here, oh, he wants to just be a drug dealer,
A legal one?
a
Oh,
legal
okay.
one.
I mean, it's called business.
Facts.
I mean, pretty
At
much.
this point,
It's business.
It's dang near legalized all over the country.
But this is my thing too, right? So I tell people if you want to make money,
Mm-hmm.
period, you find a problem and you solve it,
mhm.
right? So that's literally what it is. That's all that we do. That's how we spend money and that's how we make money. We find problems, we solve them.
Mhm.
You have people who want weed, right? And they don't want jacked up weed.
Yeah.
They don't want weed that is cheap.
Or I stepped on.
Or like you're trying to stretch it and so you're doing all this crazy stuff to. So you're like, okay, well, I'm
you know
gonna
about that
bring
brick.
a luxury line of this so that there's an experience that I'm offering that is a luxury experience. Somebody's gonna pay for a luxury experience.
Yeah.
Right.
Some people will look for cheap things, but
I don't live that cheap lifestyle.
if that's not what you want, then you provide a luxury service, and those that are looking for that luxury service will get it. And that's literally how money is made in this country. Find a problem, solve it. That's it. It's not that deep. So if that's the problem you're solving,
That's what I'm
go with everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Throw everything behind it.
Because that's how I started Belly
That's how you do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I felt like it was an issue with finding things for big guys,
Mm-hmm.
stuff that we like.
I
Stuff
think
that'll
it's
fit us.
cute. Bellywear is cute.
And
It's a cute brand.
just
Everybody ain't gonna.
I-
Everybody
I'm
ain't gonna have a
sorry,
6-pack.
Adrian,
Teddy.
that you
I
don't
am-
Teddy,
have
everybody
a
ain't gonna
belly.
have a. They
Awaiting.
ain't gonna have a. They ain't gonna
I
have a
am
6-pack. Everybody don't have a
awaiting
6-pack ministry.
My outfit. I told you I need a special outfit
Mm.
because everybody does not have a belly. I feel slighted by the attire because I don't have a belly. I
Mhm.
have a stomach. I'll take the stomach wear.
Stomach is too long a word.
I don't care.
Maybe it's packwear.
No.
Packwear, maybe.
I'll call it brickware.
I like brick.
How about you?
strong.
How about you calm down over there?
Brickwear is nice though.
I
It's
call
How
it
about you
It's
calm
brickware.
down
strong.
over there?
like bricks.
See what you did there.
Got
You,
it.
you like
I
that?
see what you did
You
there.
like I
Brickware.
did that?
Yeah. See what
Look,
you did
nice
there.
little
It's
alley-oop,
cute.
son.
But honestly, like we joke about it, but the truth of the matter is like this is really how money is made. Like
Yeah,
people sit
it's
around,
conversation.
they have
Mhm.
conversations,
Yeah.
and if they mess around and have conversations with me, next
Something
thing you
getting-
know,
yeah.
stuff starts
Jesus Christ.
going from thoughts and conversations
Oh,
to
that's why I
You
did it.
cannot
to
just talk to this
little-
woman.
like
man.
I'm not the one because I'll find it. I'll
You
find like
cannot
where the
just talk
money
to
is.
this woman.
Yeah,
As you see, this is why I always tell you about the stuff I'm doing.
absolutely.
And then I show it to you once it's ready.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is, remember I told you I was working on
Mhm.
rebranding,
Mhm.
redoing stuff.
Yep.
And now that you see
Yep.
me,
Yep.
I'm in it
Yeah, I love it. I love that.
because I'm busy. I don't want
I
to.
love people that do what they say. I don't like people that talk too much.
Yeah. 'Cause I
This
wanna
one
be real.
knows. I just be pulling all types of stuff. He
I
got a
know.
lot of stuff he got to do right now
Facts.
that he would probably rather not do sometimes. And just
I'm
be
still
like,
adjusting to that.
Oh, it's hey,
I'm
man.
still
that-
adjusting to
it's
that.
an adjustment.
That is
You see, this is what happens when you come on podcast. You start to hear the truth. Let me hear
that
the
is that is that ain't nothing new. That ain't nothing new. I'm still adjusting to it because she a different breed. You feel me? So she's able to do a lot of things at once.
Mhm.
You know, and but still be so focused on everything all at the same time.
Mhm.
Right.
Me,
Mhm.
I'll tell people in a heartbeat that look, man, I can't multitask. Don't try to talk to me while I'm trying to text, or like
Oh yeah. You tell me that every day.
I can't. Give me a minute. Let me get this thought
Shut
out.
up, Teddy.
Yeah, give me a minute. Let me get this thought out. If I'm on the phone with somebody and you know, I can have the AirPod and you talking to me
That nigga
and I
can't
got
hear
somebody else
nothing.
in my ear, I can't pay attention to both at the same time. I cannot do it. So for her, with like how she says a lot of things that are created comes from straight conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So it's like, okay, well, if the conversation jumps, then the creativity gonna jump. And it's gonna jump all over the place. So now all this stuff is being sparked
Mhm.
all at the same time.
Mhm.
So and she's not okay, let's do this first. Let's do this first. Let's do this first.
Nah, she.
It's like
We're doing
gonna,
all of
we
it.
gonna sit down, all of it's laid out
Map
on
it
the
all out.
table, and we're gonna do 1 1 1 1 1 2 2 2 2 2 3. Like it's
Mhm.
all of it is being done at the same time. So for me, jumping into that, it's like, bro, whoa. But me, I know how I am. Like I work better under pressure, so I don't back away. I don't, in actuality, back away from it. It allows me to step up to the plate to get it done.
Mhm.
My mind is still adjusting to it, because it requires me to move a little different. But it's growth, so I embrace it.
Mhm.
But it's just her. Like, that's just how she moves. So I call it Jenning or whatever. So she got me like she got me in like a Jenning vibe
Mm.
right now. So this is a lot going on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's talk about it, man. 'Cause
Yeah.
now you're a director, sir.
I'm a what?
What, Loki, a director right now? You dropping your own series?
Oh,
Well-
talk about
well,
that. So what's happening with that?
I already had the director title under my belt,
Uh-huh.
you know, from acting. But now, off of sheer conversation, I used to refer to how I kind of dealt with life, like maneuvered through life.
Mhm.
still ministering, I used to refer to it as, me being behind the paint. Like you said, like when I get, anytime you see me in ministry and I got the paint on, it's different.
Yeah, I'm not talking to.
I'm different when I'm up there
Mhm.
or whatever. And it's because I'm in his presence. I'm alone in his presence. I ain't nobody else in the room. That's just me before him, you know. But
And when he says him, he means God. People.
Yeah, we're talking about God.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Capital HIM,
Mhm.
the him,
Mhm.
But I've always referenced like my life as behind the paint. So just using that in conversation with her, she was like, got something there.
Mhm.
And then from there, it's turned into a complete docu-series now, where we're actually in the process of that same weekend of DTK. We got the first footage of it. Shout out to Mike and Ike. It's a mime group out of Texas. So we got them, Mike and Ike and Destined to Mime. They were the first, people to be a part of the project. Ralph came down, my partner in Rare, Radical Anointed, Appointed, and Redeemed My
Shout out to my
Ministry.
boy Ralph.
Yeah. Hey, Ralph.
But we got his footage, our footage for that as well. I'm not doing it on my own. Of course, Jen is a partner in it. My sister D'Amica is the woman behind the camera. All that's her. Like it was just a big collaborative thing, man. So it's gonna be something. It's gonna be something big because I don't think anybody really got the behind the paint access to a lot of people in ministry. Because people as far as dancers, we go through a lot. Like it's a lot that happens. We go through a lot like everybody else do. But we're still required to go forth.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So but it's a nice dive into who we are, behind the paint. So that's coming up.
And he did not say, but I'm gonna say. So what happened was, when the docu-series started, I was like, as far as the plan, I said, you can't do no docu-series without K&K.
Yeah.
K&K started Mime. What are you doing?
Let's talk about how you guys even got K&K Mime to even come down here. See, if people don't know, K&K Mime are the godfathers of gospel.
Started
mime.
it.
Yeah,
They started it. Like, anytime you've gone to church, a black church, and you've seen young people in there dancing with the paint on, that's because of them. You see the picture up there now in the chat. They started it.
Man.
Yeah. So I said, you can't do a docu-series on Mime and K&K isn't here. So K&K actually at the time were not miming together. So Adrian's birthday is in May, and they came back in May, same weekend, as a matter of fact. If his birthday was Friday, they made the announcement Sunday, same weekend. And I said, it was God. It really was God. And I said, what type of birthday gift? I said, God, I love you. And so then I reached out to them and asked them if they would come to DTK, and they said they would come to DTK. And then they also agreed to do the Behind the Paint Q&A, which actually happened before DTK. So they were interviewed by Adrian, and I was up there being pretty. I asked a couple of questions, I guess, but
I'll just sit pretty.
but we were up there interviewing them, and they really were transparent and showing themselves behind the paint. And so it was a very beautiful thing to watch and to see. And then K&K actually ministered in a concert, so it's cool.
Yeah, that was amazing. Just
because
I met them once before, years ago, probably like I want to say this was 2007, around that time.
Yeah, it had been a while.
I was in high school. We flew up to Pittsburgh, and we went to a ministering conference up there.
Yeah,
it was my first time, man.
Mine too.
I got a picture with them guys.
I never got anything. So this was like, I had only seen them on Bobby Jones, which is even crazier because Bobby Jones actually came on the phone while we were doing the Q&A and actually spoke to us from the mic. So that was really cool. It was just like a really, really cool moment. But it's just something that says like if you don't run away from a dream, even if it seems a little scary initially, because this one was like, what? We're not doing that. And it's like, play with me.
I-
And
I gotta see it to believe.
he in the Thomas
I gotta
tribe,
see
and
it
it's
to believe.
okay.
So I'm
Tribe
you
of
gonna
Thomas.
get
Let
me.
me see the hand.
You gonna get me here. You
Let me
already know.
see the-
You gonna get
Let
me
me see the
here
feet.
until the moment
Mhm.
or whatever. Until the moment. So in all this preparation, like they coming. They said they coming and this and that and okay, flights and hotel. Yeah, okay, yeah. Cool. They song. Cool. To be in the car.
Mhm.
And it's like, all right, they coming down now, because we were able to break bread and fellowship.
Mhm.
So, like, they're coming down now. So we pull up to the front of the hotel that they staying
A
in,
whole child.
bruh, whole
A
child,
whole
cuz
child.
whole child, like, because you gotta understand the weight that they carry for me, and it goes back to childhood. Like this was the first ones that I've seen do what it is that I love to do,
Mhm.
So it was almost kind of bigger to life, bigger than life to
It's
me.
like seeing your
you know.
like seeing your childhood hero.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Yeah. So, I had my little fanboy moment,
Man.
but it had to happen.
I'm not
Like
mad.
it,
I'm not mad. I'm
it
not
had to
mad at all,
happen.
dog.
I mean,
not mad.
that
Happen.
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
'Cause it's
Yeah.
not too many times you really get fanned out.
yeah.
And
No.
that's one of those moments.
Yeah.
Because just like I said, growing up in church,
Yeah.
these were the pinnacle of what
Yeah.
you wanted to be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, I'm-
everybody and everyone is emulating them. It's
Yeah.
not even like it's just like one or two people. Everyone, you talk about over like 20, 30 years of this.
Yeah.
And so to see them come back and to have them be there.
Mhm.
And I think that and I told them to their face, I was like, I feel like we brought you back out. But I think that's what purpose does. Like when you're operating in your purpose, you ignite other people
Yeah.
to operate in theirs. Right.
True.
And they may not have felt like they had a place. And sometimes we don't feel like we have a place.
That is
When
very
we're
true.
doing things, we're like, oh, I mean, it's just a little dream. Like even when he started talking about behind the paint, he was just like, man, I say that all the time. I was like, yeah, but what else is in your head? Because I know that God's getting ready to do something with this one.
Yeah.
And so, now he's doing books and stuff. You gonna tell him about
Oh, you're doing a book?
that?
You want to tell the person
It's water.
You want to tell the
It's
person
water.
you hang with every day?
It's water. We said we
you-
are talking
you-
about this today.
you're-
So,
you're- So you
mm,
you got a book coming?
mm.
We talk every day.
It's a
I see
podcast.
you
That's what
like
this
it.
is
I
for.
see your face every day.
This is what podcasts are for.
I see you every
Spill the tea.
day, and you gonna tell me you writing a
Cornelius, we
book.
didn't talk about
Spill the tea.
we didn't talk about this.
Spill
Nah,
the
just
tea
play,
on TikTok.
E.T.
Oh,
been
I
telling
mean,
me-
I really thought that you didn't know. I was like,
Oh,
oh wow.
nah.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
for the
So tell
effects.
them what's happening.
But dive more into it, my brother.
What's going on?
Well, the book will be out shortly.
Oh,
Um,
and it's shortly.
Yeah,
Mm.
shortly.
Mhm.
Come on.
It's not a. It's not like I never had the inclination, if that's the right word,
Mhm.
to say, okay, well, let me write a book.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That was never my thing.
Mhm.
I told conversation, like just having conversation, and then something sparks, and then
Mhm.
it grows.
Mhm.
Originally, I told her. She asked me one day. She was like, "Have you ever thought about writing a book?" I said, who doesn't? Like I said to myself at one point in time, doing all the acting and all that type of stuff. It's like, well, would somebody want to know my story? Like, Adrian, what would you talk about in a book?
Mm.
And then this was the thought. I said, Adrian, what would you talk about? What would you talk about in the book? Myself said, I don't know. End of thought. That was it.
It's
like,
a fact. I
it.
can literally
It's
hear your butt
crickets.
saying
That was it.
It's crickets. There's nothing there.
That was it. But one thing that I'm a man, so I can talk about manhood. Having conversation with people. We talk all the time. You know, I talk to my elders, have conversations with them. Um, you come to me about a lot of stuff because we don't think alike. You know,
Mhm.
I'll give you a different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody wasn't raised the way that I was raised. Everybody
Mhm.
wasn't raised the
Mhm.
way that you was raised. You know, so um, it's just the open communication. So the book is called Build a Brother, um, because that's, for me, with being a handyman, working at the church doing building operations, um, the previous jobs that I've had been technical jobs using my hands and stuff like that. It always resorts around building something or assembling something.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe everything is a process. Um, and I think you get a lot of young men now who don't have direction,
Mhm.
from a male figure.
Right.
I know a lot of mine came from, my dad, my uncles. I grew up in a household with my dad. My dad was older, so that was a different dynamic. Um, but it's literally just um lessons that I've learned through my life that I feel like are valuable lessons for that every man should kind of go through,
Mhm.
and things that they should know for the most
Yeah.
part to get me to where I am, how I to be how I am, and just to grow, man. I'm all about building and watching each of us excel. So
Mm.
yeah, it's coming soon, man.
Good.
You'll
Good.
be able to
Right.
get it on
Man,
Amazon.
look, it's growing up before my eyes.
Yeah,
Lord Jesus.
yeah. So I'm excited
Yeah.
about it. Build a brother. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, you were thinking about me when you wrote this?
Possibly,
Oh, and this nigga's never nice to me.
possibly, possibly.
Hey,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
man. It's
And
good
I
stuff.
thought, you already know, I don't throw the brother thing loosely.
He don't.
Um,
He
you know,
don't.
but I just got a heart, like a heart for people.
Mhm.
A heart for my brothers, man.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
I was
it's
about to
just
say, let's talk
it's
about
real.
the proud dad
It's
moment you
real.
had like 2 weeks ago. Hey, so
Yeah, tell him. Yeah, please tell him.
So like usually when stuff goes wrong with my vehicle, he the first person I call. I be like,
Yeah.
all right,
Mm.
look, show me how to do this, so I know for next time if something go wrong,
Yeah.
I'll be able to do what I need to do.
Mhm.
So my lights went out on my car. I come to the church. I tell him, I say, okay, this wrong. So I said, I know I bought the right stuff.
Mhm.
So he was like, yeah, you right. You ain't wrong. Cause I said, I just wanted to I need a
Yeah,
second
yeah,
opinion.
yeah, yeah,
Make
yeah,
sure I
yeah,
did it
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I come back. I done changed out the headlights and everything. He come outside. He say, hey, man, you ready? Are you ready for it? I
Oh,
already did it.
oh,
He's
come
like,
on. There it is.
look at my boy.
Train
Yeah,
them
yeah.
up in the way that they
Yeah,
should
build them
go.
up. Build them
Hallelujah.
up. Build them up. I love
Cause you
that.
already know, man. I tell you, I done told you all the time. Like, we will, if it's something you don't know how to do, especially with your car. There are some things that I feel a man should know how to do.
Facts.
Point blank. Period.
Like what?
Change your own tire.
That's certain things
Change your tire.
you better know how to change your
You
tire.
gotta know how to change your own
You
tire.
better know how to
'Cause
change your tire.
don't ask no other man how to change no tire. Unless you truly, if I know for a fact you didn't grow up in a house with older brothers and
Mhm,
stuff like
mhm.
that,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you
yeah.
really don't know,
Mhm.
that's one thing.
Yeah.
But if you had men around you,
Ain't no
all-
excuse.
ain't no excuse.
Ain't no excuse.
Mhm.
Because I had men around me, so I know how to change the tire.
Yeah.
Now, change the god doggone. what was that?
That was
broken
the
down?
alternator.
Yeah, the
cuz.
alternator on your car.
I'm not asking you to do all that. I'm
Hey, I
not
called
asking you
him.
to do
Hey,
all
bro, I
that.
just need you to help me change this alternator.
I'm not
right
asking you to
quick.
do all that. But see, like things like the tire thing. Like, to think about that. Like, if my wife is, say for instance, she's going somewhere and something happens or whatever, and she called me, hey, I need you to get here or whatever, get here ASAP. All right, babe, hopping in the car, gone. Get on the expressway and catch a flat. If I gotta sit in my car, I gotta call my wife, babe, I caught a flat, I can't make it. In an emergency situation. Not to think, oh, well, let me call this Lyft. I still gotta wait on the Lyft or whatever, or Uber or something like that. prior to that, I gotta wait on a tow truck.
Mm.
You know how long a tow truck take?
Forever.
It's at minimum like an
Mhm.
hour to 2 hours.
Yeah.
A minimum for them to
Mhm,
come to
mhm,
you.
mhm.
especially on the
So-
weekend.
Oh,
So
yeah. Mhm.
if I don't know how to go ahead and fix it right then and there, that's a problem for me.
Right.
Mhm.
That's a problem for me.
But that's because you're a fixer too. And I
Yeah.
think that's like the thing. I think I always grew up with men being fixers. My dad was he fixed everything. And
Yeah, 'cause
so
he had a strong handshake.
I think,
shook his
yeah.
head. I shook his head at the concert.
Yeah, my
because
dad.
he said
My
I know
dad
you.
was my dad
Like he told
from
me
the
he know me.
concert
He was
because he
like, "How
came
you-"
to Brandon's concert.
Yeah, 'cause I was like, "How
So you
know
were
me?"
there, yeah.
He's like, yeah, I
At
know
the
you,
church.
Adrian's brother. I said, okay, sir.
Yep. That's so cute. But I think that like male communities
Mhm.
have to be built because
Yeah.
female communities are built. And what I can say, speaking from a woman,
Mhm.
is that they raised us for men they weren't raising.
I feel you. On that.
And what I mean by that is they're like, oh well, he needs to do this and he needs to do this. He needs to do this. And I have more male friends than I have female friends. So when I talk to them, they'll be like, girl, who told you that? And I'm like, all the youth workers, all the church women, all the girl groups that we grew up with. Like they were telling us this is how it's supposed to be and this is how it's gonna be. And then it's like you by comparison, did not have the same boy groups. You may have had Men of Tomorrow, right? Or like the 5,000 role models of
Yeah.
excellence.
Part of that. Shout out.
But for the most part, you didn't necessarily see the type of hammering that they were doing with the girls. And so even when people start throwing stats and they're like, oh, the women have this sort of education. And because we literally were told we didn't have a choice. You know what I'm saying? And that we were almost less than a woman if we weren't doing certain things for you all, right? And so then the disappointments start coming when you're like, okay, well, I'm this and I'm that and I'm this. And then people are like, well, you're too ambitious or you're too strong or you're too, and we're like, bro, we just did what y'all told us to do. What are you
Yeah.
talking about? And they'll be like, oh no, you come off too strong, or you too this or you too that. And so then you're like stuck in your adult life, right? Because you're like, dang, what do I do as a woman, especially if I'm a strong woman? And I was told that I needed to have some of these attributes and some of these characteristics because he wouldn't want me if I wasn't. And now you telling me he don't want me because I got it.
Yeah.
So what in the world do I do with that? And so as opposed to it being like, well, we will emasculate or we are going to say you don't have, it's like, no. Let's build up men to understand that you're not less than, you just weren't equipped. So let's get you equipped, and I'm not a man. And as much as I would want to help men, I can't. I can, affirm, I can encourage, but I'm not a man. And so I'm excited about the fact that this book is coming because it's a man who is doing well and is leading his family and his business
That he is.
and their ministry. And,
That he is.
ain't nothing wrong with blazing a trail for people.
And I'm it is it's not like, now don't get me wrong, the book ain't gonna solve everything.
Oh, no.
But it starts conversation.
It creates conversation. It's my opinion based off of what I've experienced
Mhm.
in life. So I just feel that a lot of the things that are in the book will help. It'll definitely create conversation, and conversation sparks change.
Yeah,
Facts.
that's
You
good.
know,
Mhm.
so
Because a
Yeah.
lot of things you've told me over my lifetime, being around you has sparked change
Yeah.
in me,
That's
and I
good.
started moving different.
yeah, man. Once you actually put things like in the air and like in the open, you actually speak it.
Mhm.
Your eyes start to open to it,
Mhm.
and you start to, and as you grow older, evolution is guaranteed. Like, you're gonna evolve. You
Mhm.
have to.
Mhm.
Right.
I've heard some people say it happens in every 7 years. I heard some people say it happens every 5 years. Whatever.
Yeah.
But you always evolve. The way you feel about something is not gonna always stay the same because we
Mhm.
change as
Mhm.
people. If you're not changing, then something wrong.
Facts.
Mhm.
So we just got to be open to it, man. You got to be open to it.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of people stray away from it, especially those who are grown up in the church,
Mhm.
and they tend to leave from the church and go out. And I guess from what the church folk would say is that they lost their way, but I I don't feel like when people depart from the church that that's their way of losing themselves. Because at times
Not
I
all
feel
the
like
time,
you have to
right?
leave the church to turn around and find God.
Yeah, sometimes people really do need to leave church to find God because sometimes people realize that they have learned church and whatever their religion
Mm-hmm.
and the denomination
Yeah.
of said religion is, and they don't talk to God, right?
Yeah.
They know doxology and don't know his voice, right? And
Mhm.
so it becomes thing,
A routine.
right? Or you're just used to doing it and they're like, dang, how come it's not working for me? And God works, you know.
Mhm.
What you practice may not work because it may be wrong or man-made, right? So it may be wrong. You may have learned something that's not really even scripture. You may be holding God to a standard that he didn't set. So you have to learn God. You have to learn how he's speaking to you, hear his voice, discern things, and realize that you don't have things just happening in your head for no reason. Like you didn't just decide to create Teddy Talks, right? Like this is something
Yeah.
that allows for other people to share their stories and share your platform with you. And so there's power being disseminated when it happens. And so that's what it is. I think that a lot of times people, if it doesn't look like something that they're used to, and I tell people this all the time, like if you start to see people rebelling, chances are they are looking at your life saying, I don't want that.
Mhm.
And people don't, that hurts their feelings to hear that.
Mhm.
That, you know, like if your parents are like, no, you got to do it this way. You got to do it this way. You got to do it this way. What they're hoping is that you're going to make me feel like less of a failure because now you're going against what I did. You're saying this doesn't work. And they know it is not working for them.
Yeah.
But they're hoping that one day it's going to turn around and work for them. And it didn't work for you. Why did you tell me? You know? And they,
Ooh, you
and so
preaching
they don't
somebody.
understand they don't understand that sometimes sometimes when you hear people not encouraging you in your dreams and not really like pushing you forward, it's not even so much like they are trying to discourage you
Mhm.
as much as they're trying to encourage themselves, because if what they're telling you at this season of their life is against what they believe themselves, you're pushing them into a corner that says, I learned this wrong.
Mhm.
And most people's lessons and instructions and memories are tied to people that they love. So it's like great grandma told me, and daddy told me, and
Yeah.
mama told me, and my
Mhm.
pastor told me, and his pastor told him. And so when you start to find out these things aren't working, and we start to kind of do what they call rebelling, right? And then
Mhm.
the things start working, right?
Yeah, man,
It
all right,
really makes them question, how off were we, and how much further would we be if we had the boldness of this generation to come against the status quo
Mhm.
and dig a little deeper to find out, what am I really here for?
Yeah.
And so sometimes it comes off like very discouraging or people not believing you, but they only do that because they didn't have anybody making them believe in themselves. And so you're really hearing them project their own insecurities, and they're not even trying to discourage you. They just didn't know no better.
Mhm.
So you're like, dang, I really wish you would encourage me. But I mean, most of our parents were just coming off of civil rights. They were just getting the opportunity to vote, just being able to see themselves in a place, like just being in a place where people don't come out as strongly against you because they have to accept you,
Mhm.
right? Whereas now we grow up in integration. We don't know anything about like milkshakes pouring our head. We don't know. We see we see the little shockwave still of racism, but we weren't literally like, dang, I don't know if I could look this white man in his eyes, I'm about to be in trouble across the board and not in certain states.
Mhm.
Like it's that, like our country was that way. And so a lot of times people were choosing not to dream to protect themselves
Mhm.
And I can't.
because the one that dream got shot. You got to
Yeah.
think about that. Like
Yeah.
they're thinking, I know the dreamers die.
Yeah.
The ones that fight die. Let me just be peaceful.
Yeah.
Let me just stay in my little corner, in my little box, and what they tell me. And now you got this generation that's like, no, I'm gonna do what I want to do. No, my job is an influencer. That's what I'm choosing to do. That's how I'm gonna get paid. And our parents are like, what the heck does that even mean? Influence what?
Yeah.
What do you mean Instagram, TikTok? What do you mean? What do you mean Facebook?
and
You
these
need to go
kids out
to
here
you
making
need to go
money.
get a job, and you need to do this
Yeah.
because that's what they were taught. and their lessons are tied to the people that they love. And so you're not fighting them because they don't want to support you. You're fighting them because they don't know what that means, that they're going to lose. Yeah.
That's real, because I
Mhm.
felt like a lot of the things that I learned as a child, I broke away from every single one of those, every single thing.
Yeah, I
And
mean, some things we have to keep, right? Just because it's like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to learn how to drive anymore because, I mean, you guys were losers.
Yeah.
No, we still need to drive. Don't be, y'all right now, I'm breaking away from everything. That's why you can't drive, and that's why you keep, hello. So you need to stay. Some of these things we need to stay really
Totally.
close to, but there's other things really and truly that you have to go through and say, will this work for me? It barely worked for you. Will it work for me?
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
And if everybody is saying, do it this way, do it this way, do it this way, and you're looking at their lives and you did it the way you're telling me to do it, and you're struggling,
Mhm.
and you
Ain't
worked
working.
30 years, 40 years at a job, and you're struggling now,
Yeah.
why would I look at your life and do it?
Yeah.
That's insanity. I'm gonna do the same thing you did and say, no, but it ain't gonna be me. It was just mom. It was just dad. It was just everybody else. No, you got to break the mold and say, let me do something so that my little cousins and that my kids and everybody can see to do this a different way.
Mhm.
And when they do it a different way, we get to it quicker. That's the whole point of mentorship. That's the whole point of leadership. That's like somebody did it before you, right? Can you imagine like Harriet Tubman freeing all the slaves? And then we say, dang, let's go back to slavery and do it again. Let's see if we can leave quicker than Harriet did. What is the point of that?
Wish
Like,
a
what
nigga
is
would.
the, what was the,
Nah, you
like, that
keep
was
that.
the
You
point
got
of
that.
what
You
she,
keep
I
that.
can't be
like,
on the
she
phone like,
did
nah,
all,
I'm not
like, she
smoking.
did all of that. Like, she
Yeah.
already did it. And so what we do is, though, like, we don't take lessons from people who already went through this stuff. Like, why am I going through your same struggle?
Yeah.
Like, there's people be like, oh, my kids got to struggle. Why? Teach them to appreciate, but you don't have to put them through the same thing that you went through. Because at that point, you losing the time.
Like,
Right? And that's what happens to people who don't look like us, act like us, right? What they do with their kids is they start their kids with trust funds.
Yeah.
You'll hear
Mhm.
people like Trump say, oh, my dad gave me $1 million. You gonna tell me that his life was gonna be different? You know, like he had to have that $1 million check. Like, go do something with this.
Yeah.
Go figure out what's gonna happen. Can you imagine if your parents would have gave you $1 million at 18 and said, you know what? I think you should just go. I mean, if you fumble, we're here. Like, that's the difference. And if we're not building our lives in such a way that we can give these kids something that we didn't have and then hold them accountable for the weight and the mantle and responsibility of those that came before them,
Mhm.
right? Then we have done a disservice to the
Yeah.
generation.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's deep. You went straight in, sis. I need you to know. And that's just your heart for
She
people.
said bye.
That's just your heart for people again.
Yeah.
Just to pour back into others. Because since I've met you, that's all you've done for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just poured into me.
Yeah.
Didn't know me from a can of
I
paint.
love you.
Didn't know me from a can of paint. Just came in one day and we just sat there and we talked
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
that 6th row
Yep.
inside Bethel
Yep.
Church,
Yeah.
right there in the middle.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hush, Eugene.
You're welcome.
We sat there and we just talked.
Yeah.
And you asked me, what did I want to do with myself?
Yeah. What do you want to do in this life? Like, what do you want?
And I told you, I felt like this right here, this platform
Mhm.
was my purpose.
It wasn't even started yet.
It wasn't. We were just
Aw,
talking.
Just talking about it.
We were
Look at
just
how
talking.
this. You see
Conversation,
people
dog.
conversation.
Yeah.
I tell you talk to me,
It
stuff
changes
start
everything.
changing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
changes
stuff
everything.
starts
Because
changing.
I wasn't going to do it because this all
I
literally
remember
started
that.
with a young man who I will be interviewing soon, Mr. Dennis Smith. He invited me to be on a podcast with him,
Mhm.
and the situation didn't work out. But during that time, I was going through a lot,
Mhm.
and this is probably a year. This is what 2021. This is the year after my older brother passed.
Mhm.
So I'm going through it mentally because I hadn't really mourned,
Mhm.
and so I'm just going nonstop. Me and him we trying to get stuff done at the church. We doing demolition,
Mhm.
trying to redo these restrooms. We had a lot of stuff going on,
Mhm.
and I didn't really take the time to mourn. And like life really was beating me down,
Mhm.
and like I hit rock bottom,
Mhm.
and I came to him and I told him I told him how I felt. I was like, hey, look, I feel like this. I need you to do something for me for right now.
Mm.
He did it. No questions asked. He hugged me, told me he loved me, and he said, you're going to be all right.
Mhm.
And then probably like 2 weeks later, I did a vlog of me just speaking on how I felt
Mhm. Mhm.
and just having transparency about
Mhm.
my thoughts of suicide
Mhm. Mhm.
and just letting people know, like, you know, it's okay to feel this way
Yeah.
because not everybody has good days.
Mhm.
You know, every day isn't a bad day, but
Right,
you
of course.
still have
Of course.
feelings.
Of
You
course.
have things that you deal with in
Mhm.
private
Mhm.
that's hard to speak on.
Yeah.
And so I found that space
Mhm.
where I was cool to just sit there in the camera and talk.
Mhm.
And I was able to just get it off my chest.
Yeah.
And me not knowing what that video was going to do for
Mhm.
other men around me,
Mhm.
I had homies hitting me up, not
Mhm.
knowing they are going through the same
Mhm.
things.
Mhm.
And to sit there and tell me, hey, bruh, can we do like a check-in system? You text me,
Mhm.
you know, at
Mhm.
least once a week check-in just to see
Yeah, yeah,
where,
yeah.
where, I'm,
Yeah,
where my
where
head
am I
at.
thinking? Yeah.
And I didn't see the magnitude to it because I didn't think about it.
Yeah.
And then that's when Dennis had told me, he was like, yo, bro, you know, create your podcast.
Mhm.
You never know.
Yeah.
And from there, like I sat on it,
Mhm.
and then a few months later, I meet you,
Yep.
and we're literally sitting
Sitting
inside the
down.
church, and
Yep.
you're asking me, what do I want to do with myself?
Yep. Yep.
And I told you, I said, I want to create a space for individuals to come
Mhm.
and share things about themselves that they
Mhm.
don't feel like the world really wants to hear.
Mhm.
And this will be that space.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And I'm 9
I'm proud
episodes
of
in.
you. 9 episodes. We're on the birthing episode too. 9 is like,
Gonna pop out.
completeness and
Yeah.
birthing and all those things. So we're excited. I'm excited to be here. I'm very proud of you because I remember that day.
Yeah.
And you were like, I don't know. It's like
We'll see.
you didn't have like a lot of clarity about
Yeah.
things, and so to see you and be on your show, I was so excited. I drove over here with joy because I really am. I just want to see people win,
Mhm.
you know. And everybody not supposed to be a millionaire. Sometimes your biggest wins don't have anything to do with money. Sometimes you're just waiting for like that one person that you're hoping to say that they're proud of you says that, and it feels like $1 million, you know. And
Mhm.
and you just know, even in memory, sometimes like that I make my ancestors proud, or I didn't meet my grandmother, my dad's mom, and somebody
Mhm.
asked me like, "What's the why?" And I know she came over here from a different country. She brought my dad and his brothers and things over here, and I was like, "Man, she died 2 years before I was born." And I said, "I just if she can see me, because I don't know, we don't know, nobody knows what's
Mhm.
happened after you leave here." But I was like, if she can see me, like I live my life in such a way that if she looks down here and can see my life, that she says, "You know what? Everything I sacrificed was worth it if Jen came in my bloodline."
Yeah.
Like that's literally how I work. That's how I move. People are like, "How are you doing this? Why are you doing this?" And I'm like, if she can see me, boy, I want her to be up there bragging in heaven, like, "Bro, y'all understand? You wish she came through your bloodline, but it's mine. It's mine. I made that." Like
I
that's
did that.
that's how it is. And so we never know. Like I said, we never know what our yeses
Mm.
are gonna unlock in other people.
Mhm.
And so you don't know what you've unlocked,
True.
and what you've done. And if you would have been afraid that day, because you was like, I don't know, sis. I don't know.
True.
That's
Because
what
I
you were
was super
saying. You were
nonchalant
like,
the whole time.
don't know. Okay, maybe. And now you're here, episode 9, and God's gonna bless you with a whole bunch more, and you just continue to, have that.
Do
No,
you
I'm
do
proud of
you
you. I'm very proud of you. And I think it's important for us to let people know when we're proud of them.
yeah.
And when we see them doing something that at one point they were afraid to do.
True.
And now you got your intro, you do what you do, you got your
Yeah,
music, you got your post,
yeah.
you got your things. So that's a big step. And I was there when I saw it in the beginning. So I'm proud of you. I want you to know that.
Do you feel like you're living at this point?
Dang. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because we had that conversation. And I
Yeah.
told you I felt like I was just existing.
Yeah.
Like I didn't feel
I
like I was.
Mhm.
I'm talking to you and little Bruce about it
Yeah.
or whatever. Cause we had that conversation and you
Mhm.
said, "Tell, bro, I just want to survive."
Yeah,
Mm.
that
You
was
know?
always my thing. Like, I
Yeah.
just want to
And,
get up
and it
every
is,
day.
and it was something. It was a hard truth that
Mm.
I had to learn myself. Like
Mm.
saying that, like, man, telling
Mhm.
people, I mean, I just want to survive. You know, I'm just
Mm.
surviving,
Mm.
like barely.
Mm.
Barely
Just
getting
to be,
by.
just to get by, like
Yeah.
barely getting by, keeping my head above water. Um, it's so much like power when you speak that. Like, I just want to
Mhm.
survive, you know, and just do what I do. But you got at some point in time, you got to get to where you know the difference between surviving and living.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
so it's my prayer for you is that you live, man. So if you feel like you living,
At this point,
that's-
I
I'm
feel like
Gucci.
I'm getting to that point
That's
where
good.
like life is really going the way I need it to go.
Yeah.
And even though there's hardships along the
Mm.
path,
Always.
That's
Always.
you can't
Yeah.
get rid of
It
that.
always
That's
Yeah,
will
life.
that's
you,
always
you
gonna
can't,
happen.
Always
You can't
will
get
be.
rid of that.
and
So,
but no, I really feel like I'm living because I've been taking life by the reins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
And you're not operating in fear.
yeah,
Moving
because
forward.
I constantly
Mm-hmm.
like me and him always talking. I'd be like, I need more time to
Mhm.
more time to do the things I need to do to push
Mhm.
me forward.
Yeah.
And that's really been my promise to myself because I'm one of those, I'm a dependable person.
Mm-hmm.
And he makes fun of me about it all the time. He's like, yeah, you the man for the job. Knowing the fact that he's actually the person who I get that from being around him,
Mm-hmm.
I'm always like to be like, all right, I can handle this.
I'm not going there though.
Yeah.
You can have that one.
Yeah, he not going to that place. But just to be like learning how to be like, no.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's my biggest issue. I
No
don't
is
know.
a complete sentence.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I struggle with no because
It's so liberating.
it's
Say it right now in the mic. No. You see that? Look at the waves. It's good.
Nah, but it's so hard to tell people no at times. And I'm just
Mhm.
learning how to stand on my
It's a good
nose.
lesson. It's a good lesson.
Learning how to stand.
It's
on
early 30s. It's a good lesson.
Remember that?
It's a good
Remember
lesson.
that episode of Martin when Pam was like, "Which part don't you understand?" That end. Oh no!
And niggas don't be understanding that at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
That's one of the hardest things, just being a dependable person.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like I've learned that this year, like, yo, you have to stand on your nose.
Yeah.
Like you have to.
And you gotta look out for self, man.
Absolutely.
You really gotta look
and
out for
that's
self
not a selfish thing
at all.
And I think that people really like demonize being selfish, but you
Yeah.
need to, like, if you are not your own priority, people will move on.
Yeah.
They'll cry a little bit, they may even be stuck, but
Mhm.
at some point life has to move on.
Mhm.
And so when everyone receives that and is humble enough to understand
Mhm.
that no matter how much people love me, they will move on. They will find the strength to move on. You must protect yourself.
Yeah.
You must take care of yourself. You
Like that.
must
Ooh.
do that
Yeah.
because
Cause-
if you don't, you are not helping anybody.
Facts.
Especially like I know a lot of people depend on me and my ability to kick them in behind.
Mhm.
And so I'm not serving anybody by not making sure I'm okay.
True.
If I know people depend on me, right?
Mhm.
Like a lot of people say, "Oh, I put people first. I put people first." But if you do that so much that you don't put yourself first, and
Yeah.
you're not taking care of you, and now you're out of the equation, what did you really do for the people
Right.
if they were depending on you? Right?
Out of the
So
equation. and
it
empty.
just it's like now you really messing up. So
Yeah.
just do yourself that service and say, "Let me take care of me." It's
Mhm.
Jesus and therapy and massages. Glory to God. That's me.
Yeah.
Jesus, therapy, and massages.
Oh no, I definitely have the Jesus and I have the therapy because shout out to my therapist. I ain't gonna say her name, but thank you, man.
Shout out to all the therapists
Because Jesus.
because
the
they get us.
Mhm.
And,
They
thank,
gotta
and,
stir.
and thank you, Tip. You're welcome, Cornelius.
It's the whole conversations that he has by himself. Mhm.
Thank you, Tip.
You're welcome, Javen.
I don't lie. I will allow it because we've had a great show.
Yeah,
We've had
yeah,
a great show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I just want to before we go
Mm-hmm.
tell you both to your face, even though I tell you this all the time, how much I love y'all.
Yeah.
How much I appreciate y'all.
Love you.
Shall I?
I ain't say nothing.
Proud of you.
Breathing too
I
hard.
can't take a breath.
I ain't like the way you was breathing.
It was a deep breath.
It was
Brother.
too deep.
It was a deep
I
breath.
needed to breathe.
Your chest
that
ain't
was
that
a lot
big.
of oxygen.
Your chest
Okay.
ain't
Okay.
but that big.
Wife, how's my chest? My chest is okay.
Your chest ain't that but big, son.
Let me sit up right so my chest is percolating.
Not the Lord have mercy.
Negro.
Just, I didn't bring the oil. That's my fault. I apologize.
Thank you. I just want to say I appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of both of y'all.
Thank you.
Just being y'all brother and seeing y'all grow
Thank you.
constantly. It's like you're never here for too long. Cause like Jenna be one right here, and then next thing you know, Jen up here, and then she be like, "Hey, bruh, so I'm gonna need you to step up, step it up. I'm gonna need you to step it up, step it up." Cause I know, like,
in the next hour, I need you to step.
yeah, because we'll be in the parking lot talking, and she'll be like, "Hey, bruh, what's going on?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm gonna need you to step it up, just like that. Step it up.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
all right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Okay, I love you.
Love you.
I love you,
Love
man
you.
of God. I
Man
love
of God,
you.
I love you. I do that. I do that. I do that.
She'll hit you with that. I love you, man of
I
God.
love you, man of God. Mm-hmm.
Hit you with that real quick.
But you got to come up a little higher. Yeah, absolutely.
And I appreciate the push because
Yeah.
it keeps me going.
Yeah.
An elder brother,
Yo.
like I tell you all the time,
Elder brother.
your elder brother, because he's an elder. Elder Bell,
Chill out, man.
Elder Bell,
Chill out,
Mhm.
dog.
Brick City Lack, all that good stuff mixed in.
Yeah. You know it. Yeah.
Shout out to Brick City Lack. That's my dog. We used to move them things.
Yeah,
Mhm.
man.
Yeah,
Leave,
yeah,
that man, leave that man out there.
Yeah,
man.
Salvation, please.
Leave that man.
Deliverance.
I appreciate y'all for stopping in tonight. Tonight was a
Thank
very
you.
special
It was
episode.
great.
We gave
We
the
had a
Lord
good
his
time.
reverence
Yeah,
here
yeah,
on
yeah, yeah.
Teddy Talks,
Yeah.
which, Lord forgive me because I know my other episodes be mad
Wildin'.
wild.
Wildin'.
But I appreciate them
Mhm.
because I need them. Shout out to the crew for them. Latavius, Godel. Shout out to my boy DJ Rude Boy, Miss K. Corinne. Shout out to Penthouse Studios for always hosting us
Yeah,
and
this
taking
is
care.
nice.
It's very
This is
nice.
nice.
It's nice.
It's so crazy, and this world is so small. How so many people is connected to my studio engineer. Like he is connected to dang near everybody I know,
That's awesome.
and it's a blessing
Man.
because it just shows,
See my dog grow up.
it shows how many good people I have
My
around
dog
me. So
grow
it's a
up.
blessing.
Yeah, that's good
But
stuff.
once again, man, I thank y'all again, Miss
Thank
Genevieve
you.
Harris
Thank you.
and Adrian Cadillac Bell, y'all.
Man, I appreciate it. It all go together. When
Yeah,
you
Adrian
say it.
Cadillac Bell, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
know.
I appreciate it. I
It's
appreciate
been a
it.
beautiful night, man. Thank y'all for
Indeed.
turning in to Teddy Talks. Good night.
Good night.